This is day 40 of building GhostBoss in public. I was really hoping to finish the database migration today, but that didn't happen. However, I still made a lot of progress. This morning, I reran the comparison between the old Google Sheet system and the new Postgres database. The good news is that all 35 comparisons ran, but the bad news is there was about 164 differences between the two systems. At first, that sounds terrible, but instead of treating those as 164 separate problems, I stopped and grouped them together. And that changed everything. Those 164 differences actually came down to about a handful of root causes. So today became less about fixing random bugs and more about deciding exactly how GhostBoss should behave. I cleaned up how the new system handles things like the dashboard, today's orders, mission briefs, operational plans, and execution history. The one thing I was careful about was not forcing the new database to copy every weird habit the old Google Sheet system did and had. If something in the old system didn't make sense anymore, I didn't want to preserve it just because that's how it used to work. So by the end of the day, all of the focus validation tests were green. So the execution engine still passed all 34 tests. The database checks passed. The importer passed. And I created another clean checkpoint before the final comparison run. So I'm not asking anymore, can Postgres replace Google Sheets? At this point, I know it can. The question now is, does GhostBoss behave exactly the way I want it to? That's a much better problem to have. Tomorrow, I'm running the full comparison again from this new checkpoint. If the last billing difference is gone, I move into the next phase. If not, there's one small staging fix left. Either way, again, we're getting close. Today wasn't about building GhostBoss. It was about proving GhostBoss behaves the way it should be and is supposed to behave. And that's a very different stage of building software. Execution over motivation. See you tomorrow.